So today we're looking at question 729, my calendar 1. A pretty simple question. When you're given a class, my calendar, and you have one functionality which is book, and you're given two arguments for that, start and end, and you need to be able to book that in your calendar. The first parameter that you're providing is the start, and then parameter that you're passing is the end. And anytime you can book it, and there aren't any problems or any conflicts, you just return true, and if there are any conflicts, you return false and don't really do anything with it. The problem is not very difficult to understand, so let's get to the solution itself. The way we will be solving this problem is by using a tree map. The reason why we're using a tree map is because it's easier for us to retrieve the values that you need to compare it to see if there's an overlap or not. And the two key functionalities of a tree map that we need to understand before we dive into the solution. The first is the floor key, which says whenever you ask for a floor key with a value, it returns the greatest key less than or equal to the given key itself. So imagine a tree. Obviously it's a tree map and everything is sorted. So if you're trying to place everything in order, and you're placing and everything is arranged from left to right, left being the smallest and right being the greatest, and it's an increasing order, and you're trying to place x, and you want to check if a value exists or not. You're trying to look for values on the left of x. That's what the floor key does. And then the ceiling key, what it does is it returns the least key greater than or equal to the given key, which means it's trying to return a value to the right of x. I hope that makes sense. As to these definitions are taken from the website Geeks for Geeks. If you have any questions or trouble understanding these two functionalities, you should look at the websites and understand to make sure that you have a clear grasp of these two these two calls. So the time complexity for these functions are log n. So every single call book, that will take us log n time complexity, and in terms of space complexity it will take of n, because we will be storing all of the infos that are given to us. So in the calendar class itself, you will initialize a tree map with any given name that you want, and then assign and initialize it. And then in the book method itself, you will first look for a value to the left. So assuming that there are no overlaps, you're trying to look for a value to the left, assuming that our scale is in an increasing order, in an ascending order. We try to see, hey, you know what, try to give me a value of start which is to the left, and I want to see if there's an overlap or not. So you're trying to get the value, the floor key with start, and if it is not null, and the end, so when you're saying that the end of the left value, if it is greater than the current start that we have, we know that there is an overlap, therefore you'll be returning false. So basically you're checking if the key value pair that you have to the left of where you want to place x, there is an overlap with the end, that's why you're returning false. And you want to do the same with the right. So you're checking, you're trying to get the ceiling key of start, and if it is not null, and the start, if it is less than the end that we actually want to place, we know that there's an overlap on the right, so thereby we will be returning false. If none of these two conditions are met, you know that there's no overlap, neither to the left nor to the right. You would just place that on the map and you would just return true. I hope that makes sense. Using tree maps, this problem is actually pretty simple if you understand and visualize how the overlaps are happening and how to actually use these two methods. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. If there are any other problems that you want to solve, also let me know in the comments below. See you in the next video.